This is Plastic Adventures.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us again on another wonderful plastic adventure in the toy mill. It's been a couple of days, actually it's probably been a couple of weeks. And if you're still with us after that long break, thank you. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. To our ones of many viewers, we really do appreciate all the views that we get. Even if it's just 10 views, we will take it. Even if it's just one comment, we'll take it. Steve and I do this for fun. We like to talk back and forth to each other about different things, and if other people find that enjoyable too, hey, we'll take it. And if we make one friend along the way, it was worth it.
Very
So,
worth it.
all
Yeah.
right,
Well,
the toy
Doug,
mill.
are you ready to dig into some of the finest, freshest news about our blister-packed plastic crack that we're so into?
Everybody's been waiting for this news that's already been out and just waiting for our commentary. That's all it is.
Some of it's not so stinky. Some of it's still fresh.
It is. All right, I'll kick us off with one of the first ones that I think is actually
Rock
pretty
and
cool.
roll.
Okay, so Super 7 has been rocking it lately with some pretty good figures that we haven't gotten in the past. Though they just released an image of one that we have gotten in the past, but it's a good one for people to get in their collection if they haven't gotten it before. So LJN, a long time ago, released a Tiamat figure based on the cartoon. And we're getting a slightly upgraded version of that LJN Tiamat, which is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed when you sent me that picture. It looks super great. Like it should fit in with those figures that just recently came out.
The Hasbro ones.
Yeah, like the Black Series or whatever you'd want to
Yep.
call them of Dungeons and Dragons, the original animated series. Do you know what size that is?
Well, it's in line with their what is it, 3.75 figures, so they're 5-point articulation figures. So
Oh,
he's
okay.
he's going to be a little small compared to those Hasbro figures, but I still think I mean, you're never going to get a full-size Tiamat anyway. So I mean, whether it's that size or not doesn't really matter. Just getting one is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's probably not any smaller than the original one that came out.
Probably not, no.
Because I don't think that set was terribly large. Also, with no actual characters from the cartoon to interact with. So,
Yep.
yeah, I thought that was great. That's the kind of really cool stuff that I love seeing show up at the cons. And also, damn it, why does that have to be a con exclusive?
I
Like
know.
trying
There's
to get a trying to get a hold of it will be rough, but
Yeah, we got a couple of reveals that are specifically con exclusives, but you know, they're still cool in their own right. Even if you and I will probably never see one, it's still cool that they're out there somewhere and somebody's getting to enjoy them.
oh, don't worry. We make it to enough toy shows. We'll see them. They'll just have extra zeros on the price.
Well, that's probably
Yeah.
true. But also Super 7 also did a release of a clear Sheila. One of their bigger action figures, they're multi-jointed, so it's not the 5-point articulation one. It's one of the bigger ones.
No, no, yeah, I saw that. That's like the other series. It's just translucent, like
Yeah.
that's her invisibility thieving powers.
Which is
Uh,
always cool. You know, people like me and the plastic, the transparent plastic crack users, we will love that. We will eat that up.
yeah, looking at you, Chris Star. Yeah.
All right, what news you got?
You want to stay on Super 7?
We can do that, absolutely.
Um, okay, so probably probably the coolest con exclusive in my opinion that I have seen.
Okay.
Because I know we're going to talk about one or two of them. It's not the fanciest, it's not the flashiest, but I'm like super in love with their Willy Wonka figure that's an exclusive.
Oh yes, I saw that. The
So
one it's the one that comes in the chocolate bar, right?
yeah, right.
Yeah.
You get this box that's like a chocolate bar and it's a blind packaged figure. So the regular figure, it looks like chocolate. You open it up and he's
Right.
a brown colored Willy Wonka that's in there. But randomly they will have gold Willy Wonkas, like the golden ticket.
I heard that.
And
Yes.
and this isn't like um new Wonka with Timothy Chalamet, which I loved. This is Gene Wilder Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Dude, that is what con exclusives are all about right there. That Chase Gold Wonka, man, that
Yeah,
is such an
that's pretty
awesome
freaking
idea.
cool.
Love it.
So you can expect to see those pop up on eBay sometime soon after somebody grabs them with an exuberant amount of money being asked for it. So
Yeah, they're probably $20 a piece, like retailing at the con, and I'm sure they'll be 40 or $60 to the golden tickets. I think are 1 in 8, so um, you'll be
yeah,
able to get one. They're just not as plentiful as the delicious looking Willy Wonka
yeah, but
in
it depends on
carbonite.
how much they have and how fast they sell out. So con exclusives are always good after con. I mean, they are always going to be asking high prices for them no matter what. So,
Yeah,
but
I was
it's
like
pretty cool.
genuinely super excited about that. I thought that was just such a terrific way to package up a figure as an exclusive.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, there's more exclusives coming to San Diego Comic-Con if we want to stay on the exclusives news front.
sure, yeah,
Um,
let's commiserate over a few of these other cool ones.
yeah, Hasbro recently announced that there will be a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive um, Cobra Commander from the Classified series, the Once a Man figure. So, for people who don't know,
Yes, was once a man. Yeah,
yeah. So
that
during
one.
GI Joe the
Yeah.
movie, Cobra Commander gets hit with some spores and starts to de-evolve into a full-on snake. And so this is the figure that is the you actually get the snake figure, him fully transformed into the snake with the little arms, and then you get the man snake. Yeah. So I actually really like this figure. I think he looks pretty cool. So hopefully I won't be able to attend the Comic-Con this year, but I turned some friends onto it, so hopefully they can find one.
Uh, can that when he's in his snake form, can that wind around roadblock?
Let me magnify. He
Yeah.
looks articulated.
Yeah, that would be so cool, dude, if he could ride roadblock like a little Yoda. Only the difference is like roadblock would totally whip his ass, unlike Luke would do to Yoda.
I know.
Like roadblock knows how to cook Cobra Commander and make
Well,
him taste good.
so the drawing on the front of it has the snake around Roadblock. So we'll
So,
see. We'll
oh
see.
God, we gotta get a roadblock version too.
Yeah. So yeah, the other San Diego Comic-Con exclusive is the Fractured Friendship version of Optimus Prime, which is from the what is it? It's the new San Diego featuring Megatron and a very so this is a 2-pack.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Megatron and
Yep.
Optimus.
Yeah, and now this isn't Transformers 1, right? These are the
It does
looks were
not look like Transformers 1, but it looks like it's based off of that friendship.
like War for Cybertron, that PlayStation 2 game that came out, those couple of games where they kind of delved into the backstory a little bit.
So we'll give a little bit of a preview for it there. So that's kind of what he's looking like.
Yeah, looks really, really good.
He's
Better than
beefy.
any of the other ones that they've come up with.
Yeah. So yeah, those are some pretty good con exclusives. San Diego Comic-Con always has some really good ones. So these aren't going to be the only con exclusives that we'll see. So stay tuned.
Yeah, yeah. I think that in that continuity, Optimus Prime was a librarian. I like it, dude. I like it, the reluctant
Sure.
hero. You know, a lot of people are complaining because they've changed things up over the years, and Optimus Prime's not just some dock worker anymore. In the comics, he's been a policeman, he's been a
Hmm.
data entry clerk. I'm not sure if he flips burgers or what in this new movie, but I'm gonna tell you, for as much as it doesn't look like it's made for me to watch, I feel like I will enjoy it more than what
Oh,
anything that Michael Bay has been able to put out.
I think there's going to be some enjoyable elements about it. I'm definitely going to watch it. Now,
Yeah.
with any kind of franchise that's been over 20 years, right? We're going to see multiple iterations of an origin story. So where a character comes from really doesn't matter necessarily as long as they stay true to the character that they become themselves, right?
Yeah, and it's testing super well with test
Yeah.
audiences. So I think that we're going to kind of be in for a treat with that one. I don't know if it'll be as good as Deadpool Wolverine, but
Oh my gosh, I'm so looking forward to that one.
yeah, end of the month, dude. Me too. Me too. Um, Okay, so what else? You got any more San Diego Comic Con stuff?
Those are the ones I wanted to touch on. I don't think so. No, not any more Comic-Con ones.
Okay.
What do you got?
Did you happen to see the Super 7 Ultimates, Call the Conqueror and Conan?
Oh, wait, I did see those. Yeah.
Dude, those are rad. Like that's perfect for that Masters of the Universe buck that they keep using, the classics buck.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you got the tooling, you might as well do something with it. You're not, doing
Any
Masters
Conan
figures.
is good as far as I'm concerned. We don't get enough Conan toys.
Yeah, I was super duper disappointed with the Conan movie figures because they had a likeness issue with Arnold. They couldn't use his likeness, so they kind of like
They had to get close, but not close enough.
tried to get Arnold like, sort of like what happened with Dolph with the Masterverse movie He-Man.
Right.
By the way, if
Which
anybody
wasn't,
didn't,
which, for the attempt that it was, let's be honest, it wasn't horrible. It just wasn't right. It didn't quite click.
yeah, he just needs a little paper bag for his head.
Oh, geez.
Those figures, by the way, He-Man and Skeletor back on Big Bad Toy Store,
Oh,
29.99. Yeah,
yeah.
they kind of came out with another run to help supplement all of us that I never saw Skeletor in the store.
Yeah,
Uh,
I never saw the movie Skeletor for the Masterverse either.
yeah, so like I think that this Conan, because they can just go full tilt like comic book Savage Sword of Conan, it really really works. It's got a couple of different heads. One of the pictures makes him look like he wants to be Alice Cooper with his eyeliner, but yeah, there's a reference that's going to get us no viewers. Uh, but like it sings really well. Cole is just okay, but Conan is really cool looking.
Yeah. I also saw, you're gonna have to correct me on this one. I think I saw somewhere, I can't remember which company it was, but somebody is releasing a full version of the Atlantean sword.
Ooh.
I'll have to look that up and maybe put that in the comments when
Ah.
I upload the video. But
Oh, where am I gonna put a Conan sword?
yeah, right next to
I
your
have to
He-Man
have
sword.
that. Dang it. Like I have swords in my closet, like I'm ever gonna duel somebody. Uh that sword is so good.
It's
Like,
one of the best movie swords ever. You're gonna have a hard time telling me it's not. So
oh, God, like top three.
yeah.
Yeah, top three, and that's with like Highlander in there and the Masters of the Universe movie sword, which is
Yep.
just beautiful. But uh okay, don't tell me that that's coming. I don't
Too
want to know.
late. I already told you.
I can't unsword now. Um, Technodrome is up for order on Amazon, the
Really?
reissue. Yeah,
What's that one pulling down?
$79.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That's actually really, really good because in yesteryear money, like 30 years ago when it came out, 35 years ago, I want to say it was a 50 or $60 toy.
So it's hanging around not too much different than its original price point.
Yeah, there are some very, very slight alterations. I mean, it just looks a fraction smaller than the original one, like the big eye on top. I don't know if that was because they lost the tooling and had to make new to make
Um,
that work, but
it's possible. I mean, the tooling to have lasted this long is actually a miracle for some of those toys. So I'm okay with them having to redo it.
yeah, just I mean, without it being misplaced or like half of Hasbro's Real American Hero tooling that's at the bottom of the ocean. Um, yeah, I know, so sad, so sad. There goes your Snake Eyes version 2, original mold.
Yeah, but it's not like laser scanners don't exist, Hasbro. Come on, we've got plenty of those Snake Eyes running around. You can give us one of those Snake Eyes.
Yes, they can. Uh, or somebody will, but like what's his face, Black Major, you can get him.
Black Major can do it. Dang it, so can you, Hasbro.
Yeah, so Technodrome is really exciting news. Guess what I don't have displayed right now? Any of my Turtles vehicles, no van, no blimp. Guess what I pre-ordered on Amazon? Technodrome.
Where the hell are
So
you gonna put that, man? You got no room.
I don't know. It's somewhere. I'll figure it out.
I've got a corner right here if you want to lease it.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? That's enough of your like enormous toy room and my toy closet back here. So good, really good news there. We were going to talk about the McFarlane '89 Batmobile and really great '89 Batman, but they have apparently finally sold out. They got down to $60.
From what I saw last, it said sold out. So
Yeah. I paid almost twice that happily to get that. It's such a good
it's
set.
a
So
beautiful set. It
yeah.
really is. Just the Batmobile alone. I mean, even if it didn't come with the Batman figure, just the Batmobile alone is actually pretty cool. I mean, I know it's a kind of a lightweight shell, right? But
Yeah, who cares?
realistically, it doesn't need to be any more than that.
No, because it's just sitting on a shelf.
Yeah.
It's got a really beautiful matte black finish to it.
It's got some silver
It,
highlights, right? On
yeah,
the
it's a one seater, which made some people mad, but like they haven't done a Vicky Vale figure yet.
Don't
I
give
would
them any
love it
ideas.
if they came out with a Nicholson Joker from that movie. But kind of hanging in with that news, they do have some 18-inch Batman Returns figures. You know how NECA does those big size
Yeah.
ones?
Hmm.
You've got 89 Batman. I suspect that what they showed, they didn't have the Batman Returns Batsuit version ready to show, because that's the one I'm waiting for. That's my
Yeah.
favorite original Batsuit.
It's a little
But
more
the
defined than the 89 version, but
well the eight I don't like plastic muscles.
oh yeah, you don't like Keaton's bat nipples? You don't like those?
I mean, it was kind of cool when 89 Batman came out, but all these comic book movies where they put on the big rubber muscle suit, it just looks silly.
Yeah.
Like the new Superman suit is terrific. It's a lot more like a thicker type of a material that it's made out of.
Yeah. And it even
So
has like, I don't know if you look, but it even has, it's not like super skin tight. It's got rolls where his arm kind of bends and what you would expect, even on a big guy, there would be rolls and bends. It's not
yeah,
like painted on suits, right?
yeah. So that 89 Batman suit looked more like armor than it did
Got it.
muscles. It made more sense. But dude, the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman and
Mm,
Danny DeVito Penguin rock in those figures. I cannot
right on.
wait for 7-inch versions of those. Um, so I'm waiting. I don't know. Like I don't see why Nicholson wouldn't. He seemed to love being the Joker and wanted to be it
Yeah.
again. Um,
I
but
wonder if they're going to do a Val Kilmer and a Chris O'Donnell versions of those down the line.
did we not get Val Kilmer's Batman? I thought he was in a
You,
pack of like six.
you said that we were talking about they were the larger version of the figures, right?
Oh, 18.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Man, all those details. I got to tell you that like the Ninja Turtles, the NECA
Hmm.
Turtles, movie turtles, they're so good. The smaller ones, the 7, but those 18-inch figures, all of that like small hidden detail comes out on those. They're
That's what I'm saying.
great.
Wouldn't it be cool to have like your Batman Returns Batman, but also have that Val Kilmer version of it? That
Lesser
would
cool, but I
I
would
like the
take
Val
it.
Kilmer version Batman. I do. I thought he was great as Bruce Wayne. So
Not my cup of tea, but you know what? When they gave us George Clooney after that, I started liking Val Kilmer a lot more. Did you see the speaking of turtles, the Tatsu, Master Tatsu?
oh, for is that a NECA?
Yeah.
Oh, finally we're getting to round out that set.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it was a likeness thing for him, but the figure looks great. He's a deluxe, like $35 figure. Looks like some cloth goods and extra hands and all
Oh,
that kind of
definitely,
stuff.
definitely, yes.
Yeah. So if you finally want to be able to reenact the very short battle between Casey and Master Tetsu, hey, you can now.
That's right.
I
Oh,
did
that's
not
like
buy.
that's going to be a pretty cool figure.
Yeah, I didn't buy Danny,
I did
uh,
not either.
and I don't remember if they did Charles or not. The
The dad.
yeah, it feels like they did, but I could be doing that thing, the whatever the hell they call that, the mandolin effect or whatever the hell that's
Oh,
called.
yeah.
Anyways,
I wouldn't have bought them even if they came out. I
no,
just
but
try to forget those characters. But hey, they can always give us more foot soldiers.
yeah, maybe Master Tetsu. Hey, if I can see one out there, maybe I'll snag him because there is something a little bit cool about that guy.
If you see two, let me know.
If I see two, then two come with me. Um, so one of the things that's kind of disturbed me a little bit, there's news that Sony's doing a live action Street Fighter movie.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that is not the freshest news. It's a few weeks old, but oh God.
I
Like
mean,
it's the
can
sting
it be
is
worse
so
than
deep.
the one that was before with Van Damme? I mean,
That
can it be
oh
worse? I don't want to
All
ask that question because I think it can be worse.
all I can think about is, hey, Bison, are you man enough to fight with me?
I love your impressions.
Oh God. Oh, that movie hurts so hard. Like the only cool thing about it is Raul Julia like channels his inner Skeletor for that role.
I think he rocked M. Bison, man.
Oh, so difficult. And the poor guy was like riddled with cancer when he made that
I
movie.
know. But his
Ah,
kid absolutely loved the game, so that's why he did it. And so, I mean, you got to give the man props. Uh,
yeah, his monologue about for me it was Tuesday is a really good villain monologue. I love that.
yeah.
But that God, Van Damme was just coked out of his mind when he made that movie. All the characters were shoehorned and didn't make sense. And they're like, nobody would ever understand Ken and Ryu's fraternal relationship and the brothers coming back together to overcome an evil guy. We got to make this about a white American. That is why they got the muscles from Brussels to play American.
Yeah, because he sounds so American.
Exactly. I'm going to get in the boat and go up that river and kick Bison's ass so hard. The next Bison wannabe feels it. Yeah, so
Yeah,
Sony.
so can it be worse? That's the answer, right? That's the question, Steve.
Sony, be very, very careful, please. Because there's been some terrific like animated versions of Street Fighter
There
2
have been, yeah.
that really tell a much better story. And there's been anime in the Street Fighter 4 game that kind of told a really nice story with that makes a lot of sense about what the game is, but how do you translate that to a movie? Um, like, like obviously we want to see a Hadouken and a Shoryuken
Sure.
and
Yeah.
also a Tatsumaki Senpuku, but how do you do that in movie?
Well,
Like everyone has biffed it. The Chun-Li movie biffed it.
yeah. Well, which means that there's nowhere to go but up, right?
Yeah, even the series, there's a guy that did like these this little indie limited series. It's pretty hokey looking. Um, it's really hard to like get past the hokiness, the way that their super moves looked and everything. It was just like a mess. So
Yeah.
I don't know what Sony's gonna do. I love the figures from Jada. They're amazing, but this
Maybe
new
they'll
movie
surprise
has me a
us.
little concerned.
Maybe they'll surprise us. So let's jump on over to another movie that is coming.
Right.
So I don't know if you've heard there's rumors of this one flying around every year since the first one dropped in 1987. uh, MGM, Amazon MGM actually is releasing Masters of the Universe, a film, live action. And we actually finally got a release date and a synopsis for this movie. So
And a
the
lead.
release date is June 5th, 2026. So just over or just under 2 years from now, right? And the synopsis. So I can read this real quick. It's a very quick synopsis. And then tell me what you think, Steve. So it says 10-year-old Prince Adam, who crashed to Earth in a spaceship and was separated from his magical power sword, the only link to his home on Eternia. After tracking it down almost 2 decades later, Prince Adam is whisked away back across space to defend his home planet against the evil forces of Skeletor. But
Okay.
to, but to defeat such a powerful villain, Prince Adam will first need to uncover the mysteries of his past and become He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe.
um, I had a little chance to think about this. Um, I think what they're trying to do is give you like a good jumping off point and keep the human perspective. I really, really hope we don't spend more than about a third of the movie with human Adam from, from Earth before we get to
I
Eternia, and then by about the halfway point, we really need to have He-Man in the movie.
on Eternia and being
Yeah.
He-Man.
Yep.
I love the 80s. I love the 87 movie. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Me too.
But even as a kid, it was kind of odd that I was like, oh, it's He-Man on Earth. Like, okay, yeah, cool. When can we go back to Eternia? Right? That was when you're thinking about that the whole time you're watching the movie. And then when they finally get back to Eternia, it's very quickly and doesn't, and then Lubick is in a robe, and next thing you know, the movie's over.
Yeah,
So
an hour and 45 minutes later. Yeah.
yeah. So hopefully I really want you to be right. I'm okay if it starts off in Earth, but please don't make it about Earth.
Yeah,
Get us
like
back
it
to
kind of
Eternia
makes,
as fast as you can.
if they stick with the idea that his mother is from Earth, I like that idea because
Mhm.
she will have said, okay, some god awful thing is happening on Eternia and Skeletor has this revolt, or Hordak
Mhm.
came to steal the children, and he got She-Ra, but they didn't get He-Man, or they didn't get Adam.
Mhm.
And maybe Marlena says, "Hey, Randor, we can send him to Earth. He'll be safe while this turmoil's happening here." I get that, like that's some good connective tissue.
Sure. But I don't
Also,
want the whole story to be about, I don't want it to be a Smallville version of He-Man. I don't
no,
want to
I do
see him
not.
growing up and going to high school and He-Man in college at some community college, right? I want to see him like, become He-Man and go taken away to Eternia and have the fight with Skeletor at Eternia. I want to see him fight some real villains too. I want to see him fight Beastman. I want to see him fight Merman, and I just be He-Man.
Yeah, and I'm assuming at some point he grabs the sword and it all kind of comes back to him, the memories and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Um, and maybe it opens up some weird portal, or the sorceress brings him back to Eternia. If you
Well,
if
as
you
long
can
as it's
do,
not Gwildor.
yeah, yeah, as long as you can do that within the first third of the movie, I'm okay with it. Like the
Yeah,
budget's there, the effects are there, AI is there. Like we can have an Eternia, we can have the technology and the barbaric stuff all mixed together, and we
totally.
can do like real actual versions of these characters now. It's not so challenging like it was back then. Also, this is MG effing M
I
in
know.
Amazon. This is not Canon Films running out of money and cutting the budget. So
Exactly. No, there is a budget for this one. Let's use it.
yeah, yeah. So I'm excited for it. We'll see where that goes.
Yeah,
Uh, I got a couple of other ones. I see that our ticker is ticking down there.
a little bit.
We were talking about Snake Eyes version 2.
Hmm.
Hey, guess what Super Seven's doing? O-ring Joes that are patterned after the cartoons, and we
They
get
are.
Snake Eyes, Bats, Cobra Commander, Crimson Twins, Snake Armor, and CoverGirl in first wave.
And
And
CoverGirl as she looked in the cartoon.
yeah, blonde-haired
Yeah.
CoverGirl.
Yeah. From that first run. Yeah.
Or was that comic book CoverGirl blonde? I don't
No, there's
remember.
the blonde cover. The blonde CoverGirl was in the first one we saw.
Yeah, she was like just briefly in it, but I love
Mhm.
her as a character and her design. Uh, but look, they look awesome.
They do look awesome, and I'm happy that
They're
O-ring is like really getting the attention it deserves because that's a lot of us vintage collectors. That's our bread and butter. We love O-ring figures.
Yep, I'm
So
super cool with them doing cartoon or comic
yeah,
book versions. Um,
absolutely.
we're fine. I wish Hasbro would have kept up on their O-rings and kept doing those, but
But
this
if they
line
couldn't,
is,
handing it off to somebody that can is a great idea.
yeah, and the figures are going to be $20 a piece,
Hmm.
just like the 5 POA. Limited loadout for accessories. They're not going to be loaded down, but I'll
I'm sure
take
they'll
it.
have an accessory pack. That'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, like I don't need Duke's helmet, backpack, goggles, and gun. I would like a Duke that came with that classic looking, snow job rifle that
Hmm.
they had. Snake Eyes could come with like a sword for all I
Sure.
care.
Yeah, a
It'd
sword
be
and an
sweet
Uzi.
if he
That's
had
it. We really don't need anything more than that.
timber. But yeah, so
But
that's
you
a
know how
really
we
big
we've always
surprise.
talked about retro done right, right? We've always
Yeah,
that was a thing that we used to talk about. And seeing those, I feel like that's kind of along it's like retro inspired done right, like neo
yeah,
retro, right? So
yeah. And they'll
really,
come
really a cool idea.
on those Real American Hero cards with updated painted art.
Hmm.
So it'll be different in that way, but it's just going to feel just like an O-ring off the shelf did back in the day.
Oh, so excited for that.
Yeah.
So excited.
Yep.
I don't think they're going to be on the shelves long, Steve. I honestly don't.
That might be a pre-order to guarantee that you get them, but I'll cherry pick that line and get the ones I really, really want. Just today, I'm just going to drop this really quick.
All right.
There was a little thing that Hasbro dropped. It was like an "I Want You" with Cobra Commander on the front,
Oh, yes.
and you happen to see the Cobra logo that
Yes, I
is
did.
on there
Yes,
with
I
the little
did.
bat wing things.
Yeah.
This could be,
Is that going to be a 6-inch Rattler HasLab?
they got the Dragonfly. I mean, they might as well. Dude, the Rattler is
Oh,
my
that
very
Rattler. And
favorite.
Steve, that's yours. That's
I know. And I'm so afraid. I can't even tell you how fearful I am right now after what the Sky Striker went for.
well, but the his tank and the Dragonfly. So the Dragonfly was what? Like 350?
I
Uh
don't remember.
his tank was plus all of the tiers, like that was a lot. So this is the Rattler we're talking about. So it's gonna be hefty. It's gonna have a hefty price. But I bet you anything, it's gonna hit those backers right away. It's gonna hit those tiers. I mean, if the his tank and the Dragonfly are any indicator, it's gonna go right off the charts.
I might be right in there with them. I don't know. This is very hard for me. It's very exciting. Where? Like I can hang it from my ceiling. I've got room on the ceiling.
Make sure you use
Uh,
bolts because it's
but
gonna
hey,
be heavy.
nothing's official. No announcements, but it's
Oh,
just
but we know
like,
it's coming. We know it's
yeah,
coming.
purpose driven kind of a Easter egg. Last thing I'm going to get in while we're ticking down here. It looks like we have potentially gotten a look at our 86 Studio Series Prime.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
right.
Commander. Just a brief shot from the side, so it's really hard to say. It looks like there's kind of some back kibble,
Hmm.
but obviously, I don't display my figures with their backs showing,
No.
so good for me.
Yeah, I
Uh,
wonder how he's going to be compared to so the Kingdom or the Netflix Optimus Prime was obviously the best Prime that has been shelf available, right? It's not we're
yeah.
not talking masterpiece or third party or anything, but mass retail available. That one was the best Optimus Prime that I've ever seen. So
Oh,
if is
yeah.
this one, I wonder how this one's going to compare to that.
The words that I've been hearing are like scaled down. The last masterpiece one that came that
Mhm.
was really well done. I'm sure some of the transformation mechanisms are going to be similar.
Mhm.
Uh, I think the scale will be slightly bigger than that.
Then the Kingdom.
Yeah, than the Kingdom Optimus Prime, but you might be able to put those next to each other and still say Kingdom Optimus Prime takes the cake. I mean, there might be some little
Who
aesthetics, but
knows? I'm
we
interested to see what it's going to look like.
yeah, we've just seen the side, but it does get me incredibly excited to kind of see what they've done. I really like the colors. The bright colors remind
Yeah,
me of the movie. Uh,
that's good. Optimus
weird,
Prime's getting a lot of love. That's good.
yeah, weird little touches like the white thighs and grill instead of silver.
You
It
know,
just
I
makes a
mean,
difference,
you know,
man.
it's really a small thing to me, but I actually really like the detail on it. Like in the cartoon, whenever you saw the back head of Optimus Prime, he had those 4 screws in the back of his head. Like that's a small detail, but if you don't have that, it doesn't feel like Optimus Prime to me.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and on the like the masterpiece versions, he actually has that weird backpack thing with the two cylinders on the
Yeah.
side. Um, this one didn't look like that. It looked like a bunch of stuff had to fold up on the back, but I don't care. I mean, we had kind of talked very super briefly about 86 Megatron.
Mhm.
I'm 99% sure he's going to be a tank. I don't think they're going to make him into a gun.
Well,
But
so there's been talk. So they're tank form, yes, but they're also talking about possible having a triple changer form. A
if,
so they
if
did
it's
it with
like,
Shockwave. So I don't know. Honestly, I think if we've talked about this before, that if they ever re-released a Megatron, that as long as they called it for collectors and adult collectors only, there's no reason why they couldn't give us an 86 Megatron in gun form. Just to give us that nostalgic feel of having that complete set of figures in their original transformations. Like
they
I
would
get it, it makes
probably,
sense for him to be a tank. I do, and I love him as a tank,
yeah,
but I
if they
still
if they
want
packaged him in robot mode, that might
sure.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it totally would. It absolutely would. So I still think there's hope down the line for us to get one of those. But that's the rumor mill kicking around right now. We'll see if that actually happens or not.
we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
but that brings us down to less than a minute, so we have to close this out. I know we talk, every time it's like, oh, we don't have enough to cover this. Oh, yes, we do. We go into detail. So yeah, so that's it. So if you like what we talked about, give us a thumbs up. If you thought we said anything crazy or outlandish, post a comment on it. Maybe we'll respond, maybe we won't. Come see us on Facebook for the Plastic Adventures toy community, and come see me on Instagram for the Toyman80s all_. And we will see you in the toy.